This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
It is Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie. Welcome to the Monday podcast. Drew Barrymore goss. You've got some for us. You're a massive fan of Barrymore, aren't you, Kate?
I really do like Drew Barrymore. She's so down to earth and funny and has had a really tough, I guess, upbringing, or very unique upbringings. Come out the other side. Great mum. I mean, maybe she's pulled the wool over my eyes, but I think she's wonderful. And she's now telling us that she's been having a bit of a secret rendezvous for quite a number of years that none of us have known about. She's taken a leaf out of Taylor Swift's dating booklet.
Yeah, okay.
And she's going to run with it.
Yeah. Well, let's see if she can write a song out of it. That's in the podcast.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
You've been hit by a dumb criminal.
I'm going to put this up on the screen. This is over in Warsaw in Poland. Have a listen to this news story.
Well, police in Warsaw have arrested a man after he apparently pretended to be a mannequin in a store window holding a bag. The 22-year-old is accused of stealing from the shopping centre after it closed. Staff and shoppers were said to be none the wiser that the man was standing there completely motionless.
So they were closing up the shopping centre and he stood there as a mannequin and didn't move, Kate, so no one noticed him.
At Wrangler Barbie.
The thing is, though, when it was all shut up, he went, I got the place to myself. He then went on and he ate at one of the bars that they had in the shopping centre, changed into a new set of clothes and escaped under the store's partly open gate, as you saw there. He returned to the bar for a second meal and then decided to go after that after having a few too many drinks, and they caught up with him. So he thought, I've got away with this, I'm a mannequin. But then the cameras just watched him just walk around the shopping centre and take whatever he wanted.
I think he's a little bit gready going back for a second drink and a second meal. That's where he's come undone.
This did blow me away, though, because they were saying that there's a list of creative strategies that criminals have used to try to evade detection. And if you want a dumb criminal, it says here, and I had to chase this up, they said you got to chase up this failed bank robbery in 1995 in the States where a man disguised himself by covering himself in lemon juice. I'm thinking, what's going on here?
Mean?
A large, heavy, middle-aged man robbed two Pittsburgh banks in broad daylight. He didn't wear a mask or any sort of disguise, and he smiled at surveillance cameras before walking out of each bank. Later that night, police arrested a surprised MacArthur Wheeler. When they showed him the surveillance tapes, Wheeler stared in disbelief and said, "But I wore the juice." Apparently, Wheeler thought that rubbing lemon juice on his skin would render him invisible to videotape cameras. After all, he said, lemon juice is used as invisible ink on paper.
Oh, my God.
He said, as long as I don't come near a heat source, I should have been completely invisible to the cameras.
Someone go and grab a lemon from the kitchen and just squeeze it over Tommy's head. Let's see if it works. Check the cameras in here.
Amazing.
And then he's gone. What an idiot.
Police concluded that Wheeler was not crazy or on drugs,
Oh, come
just
on.
incredibly mistaken.
Naive.
He covered himself in lemon juice, and Kate, on the way out, he smiled at the cameras, thinking that no one could see
You
him.
might see a little bit of a thumb up.
Oh, lemons are expensive
Here they
too.
are. He spent more buying the lemons than he robbed from the bank.
He would have smelled beautiful.
Oh, my God. The citrus crim.
No pimples.
If you've been waiting to skip school holiday crowds for your next trip, now's your chance.
Take a sneaky weekender with whatif.com.
Just imagine all those empty beaches.
Book accommodation and more on the What If app.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
I want to talk about Drew Barrymore. I am
Love Drew.
a massive fan of Drew Barrymore. I don't know what it is. E.T. was the first movie I went to see at the cinema.
So good.
Do you feel like you have a bit in common with Drew?
Elliot.
You do a bit.
Why?
Maybe.
Child
but
actors.
But I didn't earn as much money
Don't
as
worry
she
about the money.
did.
It's
And
got
I didn't
nothing
go
to do with that.
to as many parties. And I don't think my mum
You didn't have an addiction, did you?
partied quite as
But
much.
you do take a lot of your relationship tips from Taylor Swift.
From Taylor Swift, which
Yeah.
makes me exactly like Drew Barrymore. It turns out that Drew, who previously had said she hadn't been on the market or, she hadn't dated for 7 years, turns out she has been seeing someone very quietly for the last 3 years.
How does she get away with that?
So this is what we want to talk about, is how long have you kept the relationship relationship private or under wraps,
Oh, my
whether it's been
God.
from the wider group or your family, 13 24 10. There's a promo for her show. I don't even know what the show is called. It's probably called Drew.
It's called Marry More.
Is it? And she's talking to Gwyneth Paltrow. And, of course, as promos do, they tease you about what's coming up on the show. And Drew's talking a lot about the fact that she is sort of off the market. She has been for 3 years. She said that she's been seeing someone sort of in and around
mean sort of?
the
In and
last 3 years. Look, that's,
In and around.
that's her being coy.
Didn't she drop the L word? Hasn't she said that she may be in love with this guy?
Yeah.
How
And
can you-
previously...
How can you sort of see someone for 3 years?
Well,
sort
maybe-
of for 3 years. Are we on? Are we off? I don't know.
Well, I
Let's
don't
talk
know.
about
You're
it
going to
later.
have to watch, which means Drew has made the perfect promo
Let's-
for her show.
And let's be honest, it's the perfect relationship, isn't it? A sort of relationship.
Sort of relationship. I'm guessing maybe she's dipped in and out of the relationship. She does have 2 children. I have admired Drew and the way she's handled things, that even though she divorced from the husband, they all still kind of, and not everyone can do this, but they've still spent time together.
Yep.
I think she has paid very big compliments to the new partner of the ex-husband, who is now the stepmother to her 2 children. But she said in this preview, which I think is very cute, is that she took a cue from Taylor Swift around the dating prowess, or the dating decisions of Taylor, in that I know there is an age difference between the 2 women, but Drew has spent 3 years trying so hard to keep this relationship private. She probably hasn't been able to enjoy it to its fullest.
Yep.
And she said that she saw these photos, of course, only over a week ago now, of Taylor leaving SNL with Travis Kelce.
Yep.
Hand in hand, living life, loving, going on dates, and
be proud
for
of.
one of the most famous women in the world, Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? Just embrace it. Go to the box. Sit next to his mum. If you're in love, you should be enjoying it, because I think trying to keep things secret, unless you want it to be some sort of sordid love affair, it really kicks the fun out of meeting someone.
Ayushi's given us a call from Colby. You've kept a relationship secret, Ayushi. How long for?
I've kept it for 7 years from my family.
What, is this a religious thing, Ayushi? Can I ask?
It is. It's a cultural thing, actually, because back in India, you're not really allowed to date.
Yes.
It's not an open thing. It's not too open at the moment. And I had to keep it secret. My parents didn't know that the person existed at all. But then I got caught on a ride with him because, my father's a teacher, so he's got a couple of students roaming around, and they saw us. They gave my dad a call. And I had to just introduce him as a friend.
Right.
And then I went on for a while. But now I'm married to him. So,
So you had to interview him? Like the family had to interview him, Ayushi?
they had to, yes.
Yeah.
They had to interview him. They were very strict. Actually, when I got caught, they just grounded me. I had no phones allowed, nothing at all. Whenever I had to go out, they used to drop me. To
How
wherever I
old are
wanted to
you?
be. I'm 27.
When you say you were caught on a ride, do you mean like a Ferris wheel or Dodgem cars or?
Oh, no, just on a bike. I was just riding behind him on a motorcycle.
Oh, that's probably
shivers.
even
Oh.
worse.
Bad to the bone.
Yeah, it's quite a hot date,
So-
isn't
Yeah,
it?
had
Going on
leathers on.
somebody's motorbike.
When, secretly, when would you meet up with him, Ayushi? Was it you hardly ever saw him, or you had to keep it strictly?
No, I did see him mainly because I used to get my extracurricular classes and everything.
Yep.
So I used to tell my parents that I'm going to the extracurricular. Sometimes I used to go to the extracurricular, leave early, and then go see him.
I see. See, that's
goodness.
love.
Back on the bike, you might
must
say.
really love him, and I'm so glad that they, I guess, they were approving in the end.
Well, see, it's
such
we
hard
just heard- on the other hand, Jada Pinkett Smith and also Will Smith, we didn't know hadn't been together for 7 years. Did you see Meryl Streep's just come
Yes.
out and said that I haven't been with my husband for 6 years.
That's
we broke up.
unreal.
They lived together.
Yeah.
But we haven't been together for 6 years.
Really? And they still live in the same house?
Yeah.
I can't get my head around that.
Just friends. They're now friends.
But why? I understand a lot of people have to do it, but how do you kind of withdraw from a relationship when you're still living some of the fundamentals of it?
You start with separate bedrooms.
Well, yeah.
You start with
speaking firsthand.
And
then
you
separate quarters.
You know what I mean?
Then separate Range Rovers.
And then you just kind of, you spread apart quietly but comfortably.
Separate boats.
You know what I mean?
Separate beach houses.
Separate holidays. You just drift quietly. That's how you do it.
And then
it works
separate
quite well.
countries when you go on holiday.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Everybody has one name on their lips. Beckham. Man, this documentary's gone through the roof. Everyone I've spoken to is, you watching Beckham? If you submit, where are you at with Beckham?
Okay.
Oh my God, he's so hot. I forgot how hot he is. This is amazing. We're finding out so much about Beckham.
Yeah, Fitzy, you've been mad for it.
I've only seen episode 1.
Do you know, it's fascinating to watch because, let's be honest, like his oldies aren't. His old man's not.
Ted Beckham.
He's no oil painting, you know what I mean?
I know, but that's the wonder of, genetic marriage.
It's crazy,
isn't it?
isn't it?
Sometimes you put two
Are you giving hope for ugly couples?
completely different chemicals together and boom,
Bang.
you get Beckham.
I do like the story, and Fitz, you mentioned it last week about the fact that he didn't really socialise all that much. He just wanted to go home and concentrate on his soccer. I mean, there's 3 elements here. One is his commitment to the game, right? And his commitment to the skill. So he would train. Then there's the natural skill that needs to come with it. Then there's the looks. But what I didn't realise too was he was one of the first people in the game to sort of step outside of the game and do sort of campaigns like an aftershave or underpants and brands attaching themselves to
See,
names.
I didn't know marketing-wise, the Beckhams, when they got together, I remember back in the 90s, they copped a lot because they were always in the headlines. But I didn't know they were so big in Europe and also America. I didn't know they were huge in the States when he went to go play for
Galaxy.
LA Galaxy.
That's right. He went over there and Tom Cruise threw that enormous party for him with Stevie Wonder.
Massive. And now he's running Inter Miami, and they've got the best player in the world playing for them.
Who?
Wild.
Messi. Oh, Messi is. Can I ask one quick question, though? Last week, there was some chat, maybe it was off air, is that any time you make a documentary about yourself and you're the star of it, you can kind of project you as you want to
Not
be
only
seen.
that,
I mean,
yes.
it's such a huge marketing exercise. This is the way I want you to see me. These are the goals I want you to see me score.
It's also his production company making it.
Exactly. Was Beckham that great?
No. Well, okay, you're about to talk about Rebecca Lewis here. The bit about Rebecca Lewis, and they alluded to it, and they spoke about his wandering eye, and there is a moment where he gets quite emotional, and he looked down the barrel of the camera and he said, I made some big mistakes.
Oh, he did say those words?
Yeah. He basically said, I stuffed up.
He basically said, or he said that?
He knows his stuff.
Well, you know by watching it, you go, okay. And then Victoria, and then it says, it's got Victoria saying that was probably the toughest moment of our relationship.
I think we have a little bit of VB here, don't we?
It was the hardest period for us because it felt like the world was against us. It was probably, if I'm being honest, the most unhappy I have ever been in my entire life. Here's the thing, we were against each other, if I'm being completely honest.
Here's the thing. Rebecca Lewis is now piped up again. Hello, Lulu's back. She's living in Norway.
This is to be expected.
Yes, it is to be expected, but she says, what am I meant to do? Do I just sit on my hands and cop it? Because I am watching these 2 people who act like victims of the pain they went through. And Victoria is broken. David was broken about the pain he saw Victoria in.
No.
Yes.
It wasn't about, he admits that he made a mistake.
Yes,
But Rebecca Lewis, I think, is saying that he didn't really admit that. And I agree. I agree with Rebecca Lewis that she also had a right of reply because as much as Victoria and David have continued on and they have a family and they need to say certain things, Rebecca Lewis, regardless of what you think of her or who she was within that whole fiasco, she also is now married with
Yeah, 2
children.
kids, yep.
And I think her important point was that she said, I also have children who can Google, and I
Yep.
want them to have my version of events, not just David
Well, that's the
and
other thing.
Victoria's.
Yeah, there's got to be my side of it. But she said, I'm sick of watching them play the victim. Of going, well,
why
hang on a minute.
would you, though? Let me put this out there. Why, if she's married with kids, why wouldn't you move on and not talk about it? She's been paid an obscene amount of money to come out.
I don't think she has.
Without a doubt, why would you just, if you've got your own family, why would you drag all of this up again?
Because it's already
It's the
been. I
statement,
agree.
yeah, it
because
exists.
it's already been dragged up, and the only version of what's being dragged up is
their version.
Is their version.
I agree with you, Kate. And she's tried to remove herself from it. She's lived in Norway for 14 years. She's a yoga instructor and a medical assistant. You're right, married with 2 kids. And she said, here in Norway, people are cool about it. They don't care. They're not interested. But the minute you start bringing it up again, well, then I have to have my side of the story so I can at least tell my family what went on. It's a couple of great moments too, though. She goes on to say, the worst bit for me was that he said he didn't like seeing his wife suffer. And that she said, that's what bothers me, because he's the one that caused the suffering. He can't simply say that it was a tough time and he doesn't want to talk about it because he did it. What's interesting was she goes on to talk about a couple of the evenings they spent together. She said he loved learning about Spanish culture, in particular the food and wine. She said on one situation, I got him out of the hotel. I smuggled him out in the boot of my car because I wanted to show him a real time in Madrid.
Bend it like Beckham's boot.
It was the weirdest Beckham boot ever. They visited bars in the city and they went to some beautiful tapas spots. In a short time, Beckham developed a soft spot for her, which was reciprocated. Sometimes he secretly tried to hold her hand as they motored through Madrid. And when they had lunch with the rest of his entourage, he would press his sandal toe against hers. Yuck. That's wearing sandals to lunch, are you, Dave?
Put your boot, mate. Beckham is nothing without his boots on.
Hang on.
I'm saying it.
Yeah, you don't wear sandals. He singled me out, made me feel special, she said. Eventually the flirtation became sexual. On their first night together, she says he seduced her. She recalls, I remember turning to him and saying, you're so lucky, you can have whoever you want. And he looked me in the eye and said, I've never done this before. Which is the number one lie in any situation like this. How many times have you heard, I'm not that kind of person?
No, it's
I'm
just
not that kind of girl, I've never done this before.
You are special. You're the one.
She thought, wow, how foolish I was to fall for his lies.
It's not really that scandalous, is it?
Well, what about
wait,
this?
are you going to get to the story about the hotel room with the model?
What's that one?
Have you heard... I didn't dream this, did I? Allegedly, I'll start the whole story by saying that they went to they were at Ronaldo's birthday party.
Awesome, here we go.
Right? Yeah. And so a really big shindig, about as big as they get. And at this stage, Rebecca and Beckham were having some kind of flirtation, and it was on. Anyway, Victoria starts calling Rebecca's phone because she's not in Spain or wherever they are, and says, where's David? He's not answering his phone. I can't find him. And she's the assistant / nanny. She was liaising with, she could speak Spanish, and so I think she had a much bigger role than the nanny.
Yeah.
Anyway, she said, Victoria apparently said to Rebecca, don't hang up. Go and find David now and put him on the phone. So Rebecca is
his hands full,
nervously wandering around the house at Ronaldo's birthday party trying to find David. She goes upstairs. She sees a door with 2 Spanish bodyguards, 2 of David's Spanish bodyguards outside the room.
Dave.
Goes up to the room and says to them, is David in there? They nod. One of them goes inside, and before you know it, David emerges from the room. The door is open. Rebecca, who's also having an affair with David, can see a woman in the bedroom.
Oh, David.
A Spanish model.
Oh, David.
David comes to the phone, speaks to his wife. I mean, whatever he would say. Hi, Victoria. It's okay.
Hello, darling. How are you?
Yeah, everything's fine here.
Quick question. You're at a party, which is fantastic. What's Rebecca the nanny doing at the party?
Yeah. Anyway, and then so Rebecca's also being heartbroken by the guy that she's fallen in love with who has a wife at home.
It's David Beckham.
See, that's
Stop
the-
fooling yourselves.
So that's only just one little. That's
But
one little
Fooling
story.
yourselves.
But you know what? The documentary's great with the way that it ends. They're a very close family.
Don't give it away.
The
Are they still together?
Mate, the relationship is really...
So they've tied it up in a neat little bow to
Yes.
present to the world,
He's
have they?
obviously made mistakes. Victoria's acknowledged that, and now they're closer than ever. And they're great parents. I must admit, when you watch it, the final scene, he's cooking for the family out in his little lodge there.
Yeah, there's two.
You know, there's been a meeting about that. How are we going to end it? How are we going to present as a
we
happy
not-
family? Let's get in the kitchen,
Can
eh?
we not end with any supermodels in my bedroom? Can we
It's-
cut that bit
it's
out?
a good doco. You're
Is
going to
that-
Oh,
watch
you're
it.
hilarious, Fitzy. You are their perfect audience.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Let's go over to Italy now because they have a young Prime Minister and she's the first female Prime Minister of Italy, 46 years of age.
That's young, isn't it?
Giorgia Meloni is her name. I feel like, it's... I would love to have a young Prime Minister. I mean, have a look at Joe Biden now, and Donald Trump's always, they're
Joe
fighting it out.
Biden, just warming up. I mean, I can't watch enough footage of him being confused of which way to walk off stage.
Crazy. But see, even Barack Obama, like that he gave you hope, you know what I mean? There was a young guy who was a leader,
It just
motivational.
takes a long time to climb the ranks and I suppose get that level of experience to run the biggest business in the country. Tommy Rushy, is it, out of the UK?
Oh, yes.
How old is he? He's quite a strapping young
Tom's
lad.
also done some
work.
research on Australia's youngest Prime Minister was Chris Watson in 1904, our third Prime Minister. He was only 37 years of age.
Watto was 37, was
You
he?
don't hear much about Chris Watson, though, do you?
Rishi from the UK, he's 43.
Yeah.
That's young.
Yeah.
He's a pup.
Anyway, Giorgia Meloni has a boyfriend, and he is a television star in Italy. The other thing is, though, off air, on his television show, he was caught with his mic on, talking about having an affair with another woman. Now, this is what I want to ask you. I mean, he's talking about it. Whether it's true or not, you don't know. But can you split up with someone because of what you heard them say?
So the audio is him saying, I'm thinking about seeing another lady.
I don't have the audio here. I was trying to find it, but he did say he was talking to a female guest that was on the show. This was off air. How are you going, darling? Do you know that that woman and I are having an affair?
Oh.
He said all of Mediaset knows it, and now you do too, but we're looking for a third person.
Oh.
As we do threesomes, foursomes too. Would you like to be a part of our working group? He
Doesn't sound like you're working too hard.
He is a bit of a pig, this bloke, because he then went over to a female journalist and this is... I'm not joking. This is where I need Kate to read this out.
This is Italy. Yep.
Yeah, this is Italy. Repeatedly touching his crotch, he said, "Can I touch my... while I talk to you?"
Well, that's inappropriate. You shouldn't do that in the workplace or any social situation outside of a committed relationship.
Embarrassing for the Prime
Did
Minister.
he have an itch or was there some sort of adjustment required? Was he not wearing
I think he's a
Lululemon?
pig of a man.
Okay.
And he loves the ladies.
He's not a bad-looking rooster.
He's a good-looking guy.
And how long do you think this invitational offering has been within the couple?
We'll see.
Have they been doing that for a while?
Oh, I don't
Gee,
know
they
what
love it,
he's-
the Italians, don't they? It's not a bunga party.
It's all... Yeah, I
Gee,
think
it's,
they...
it's pretty good.
It's very loose over there. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's got a reputation.
Yeah.
He's obviously going out with her to improve his reputation, but now he's got the fame. He's using it.
Remember the story we spoke about on air about Scary Spice? And what was her husband's name? Harry Belafonte.
Stephen Belafonte.
Belafonte. What a...
Scuba Steve.
He was lowest. He was dregs, that guy.
He snuck in with the humans, didn't he?
He came in here once with her in an interview and treated everyone around. Remember, all our team
Can't remember.
treated very badly.
Very, very memorable. But he and her invited a very well-known footballer over to their place for a bit of a get-to-know session. And the footballer, once he finally left, realised that was more like an interview to see if he would be interested in joining them in a very Italian politician style.
That's right.
And he said,
It was Paul
no.
Gallen, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Gal. It certainly wasn't Gal. He invited Scary Spice into his
Who would it
relationship.
be? I mean, let's throw
Oh,
let's throw a
If you
Queenslander
say-
under the bus. It was Jonathan Thurston.
No, it
everyone.
wasn't Jonathan Thurston. No, I will not name the name. You have a sip of your tea.
I did have a sip of my tea then.
You have a
didn't I?
sip of your tea and think about some more footballers and Scary Spice getting it on. We'll leave that one with you.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Let me sing that song, song. Louder.
All right, guys, you know how this works. One word. That's all I'm going to give you. You need to put it into a song. As we go around the room, MDG, you ready for the news? Here we go on a beautiful Monday morning. The warm-up round. You cannot go out. The word is you.
You and me, baby, ain't nothing
Nice.
but mammals.
You are so beautiful.
To me,
You make me feel
like a natural woman.
like a natural woman. Yeah.
Helping you out on the end there.
Another way.
What about you
Don't
as a
call me
natural woman?
baby, Madison Avenue. You and me, we have an opportunity.
What?
What a song.
Madison Avenue?
Yeah.
Excel at these.
It's such a
You
good
are
song.
amazing. Go on.
That Aria's performance,
Oh,
where she had to have a drink mid-performance, was unbelievable.
Sometimes you got to tip
Yeah,
a
she had a
few.
glass of water down the front. At the Arias. She's performing. She had dry mouth. She was so nervous. Halfway through, she was singing, and she just picked up a glass of water while the song was still going.
Wow.
Did the lyrics
She
still
got through
play
it. It's
out?
up on YouTube. I'll show
can
you.
do
in a
that.
sec.
What are you trying to say, Kate?
I don't know.
What are you trying to say?
All right, here we go, guys. You can get the boot now. Official round kicking off. The word is little.
Little things. One Direction.
There's little things.
From little
From
things, big things grow.
Okay,
Paul
two
Kelly.
together there. What do you want to do, Tom? You got another one, or should we give
The
it to
little
MDG?
things. The little things was that
Yes.
Green Day? No.
Green Day?
All the small things.
Good Charlotte. Good Charlotte.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
How I wonder.
Yes, it's a song.
Yeah, we're doing lullabies on the show this week.
Help from my friends.
Good song.
Oh, a bit of an Elvis remix. Thank you, Jess.
I would have
I
gone the
love
original.
a remix.
Here we go. Me too. Everybody is through to the next round. The word is gold.
Gold,
digger.
black and gold.
Gold Spandau
Yes.
Ballet.
Black and gold, that one.
Yeah, I
Did
heard
hear
you.
By
me?
Sam
Yeah.
Sparrow.
Registered Kate.
We should play that next. That's a great song.
Love that. Let's do
that
that.
is a good song.
And the James Bond theme, Goldfinger.
Goldfinger. Well done, Tommy. We're all through, guys. Congratulations. Who went Gold Digger?
Yeah.
I love that song.
MDG, what a song. What did you go, Kate Richard?
Black and gold.
Black and Gold.
Sam Sparrow.
And
Get that up. We'll play that
often a
next.
really good cheap option at the supermarket too.
I don't know. Do they do black and gold
Black and
anymore?
Gold, yeah,
Baked
still
beans.
around.
They had good baked beans.
Yeah, $1 a
Which
can.
supermarket stocks
Dunno.
them? Is it like
Oh,
a
Woolies have black and gold. I
IGA
know that.
maybe? Oh, Woolies do.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, okay. Thanks, Al. Loves his black and gold. Here we go. We're all still in. The word is down.
You
Don't get me down.
down,
Don't-
round, baby, right round like a record, maybe down.
Don't
down.
get me
No,
down.
no, Don't get me down.
Down.
MDG, you're not through.
Down to the river.
I've done that before. I got sledged by it.
What's that, Kate?
That one
Tom?
by the guy
Yeah,
that drowned.
correct. By the guy that drowned.
Jeff Buckley.
Down by the river. No, he did drown
drowned by
down at
the
the
river.
Mississippi River.
So you're saying
But he went down. Isn't there a
He went down to the river to pray.
Yeah.
It was from the book Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
You're thinking of
I-
Moon River. Moon River.
I sang Jeff Buckley's song to the delivery of Moon River. It's like I'm on Spicks and Specks.
wow. Welcome back, Spicks and Specks.
Oh, our very
I've
own
never-
Miff Warhurst over
I've
here.
never seen anything like it.
Miff, you're a lot better than Kate,
where
I
was
tell
it?
you.
Come on.
Yeah, song by MGF, Down, Down, Down to Something Town.
Oh, down, down, down.
Let's just keep moving
Oh,
on.
story of your weekend. Let's move on. We're all through, are we?
Yep.
That was a great song. Machine Gun Fellatio.
I said MGF for that reason. Keep moving.
Sorry.
Let's do it.
The word is brother.
Oh, brother, we're out there.
Oh, my God.
No, Brother by Avicii, is it? No,
Hey, brother.
Fatboy Slim, Funk Soul Brother.
Oh, come on, Kate.
Okay, what have you got?
I mean, I've played
Say the
so
word.
excellent, brother.
Oh, Matt Corby.
Yes.
Well done.
We should play that next song. Gee.
Can we be here?
Tom,
You just played four songs back to back.
Yeah, did you want to do
know
Sam
about
Sparrow
that.
or
No, I want to play
by
Brother, Matt Corby. I love that
Play
song.
Gold Digger.
Gee, we've got a busy half
I've
hour.
just replanned the music for the show.
Let's just get on to the next one.
Everybody's
I hate it when we
through.
do that.
The word is wonderful.
Wonderful.
Louis Armstrong.
I think I'm gonna.
Wonderful.
I think I'm gonna go with Ryan there. I'm
Are you
sorry.
serious?
I'm so sorry. I can just go with what I hear, Kate. I need to make a call at the time. Wonderful.
I'm out.
Yeah, go on.
Eric Clapton.
It's a wonderful day.
You're already
You
through.
too.
With only one entry for wonderful Ryan James Fitzgerald. He's got it.
Well,
He's got it for your Monday. Well done, big guy.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Nicolas Cage update, guys. Despite all my rage, I'm still just a Nick in a cage. That was good, Jess. Turn that into a sting, Jess, and get back to me.
right.
Thank you. Nicolas Cage is out. Do you know what? You know what
He's
I
doing
love?
Smashing Pumpkins.
How do you even?
I
Have you
love
ever?
the Smashing Pumpkins?
Have you ever heard that song in
Bullet
its
with butterfly
entirety?
wings.
It's a great
you,
song.
mate?
It's a beautiful
It
song.
reminds me. Yes,
He's-
it
what
reminds
was
me
the
of my
album?
high school boyfriend,
What was the album?
Well, what was his name?
Shane, Big Bad Shane-O.
Could Shane play it on the guitar?
I think
No.
he probably could.
Yeah.
What was the name of the album?
It was a long name.
Yeah, it was.
Melancholy.
Yeah, one word.
And the infamous
one long word.
sadness.
Let's get back onto Nick, guys, because he's in his cage. What's interesting, too, the shots that we've seen of him filming The Surfer. He's always got the same sunglasses on. We haven't got a shot of Nick without the sunnies off yet.
The Prada.
Yeah, Prada, man. What was exciting, Friday on the show, out of the blue, we got onto Annie in Bustleton. Now, she was the woman that ran World of Asia, the little grocery store there that Nicolas Cage popped into with his wife. She couldn't believe it. She had this to say.
Oh my God, I said to my manager, it's him. It cannot be that Nicolas Cage. And then we said, you do look like Nicolas Cage. And he said, I am. And we were like, oh my God.
Was he taller than you thought?
Of course, very tall. Like the boots, the size of the shoes. Like we were like, look at that size of that shoe.
Oh, the size of that shoe.
A lot of people freak out and get cage fright, but she didn't by the sounds of it. I think that was better than the Smashing
Take it
Pumpkins.
easy.
I don't know about that, Fitz.
Got a bit of take it easy with my cat.
I'm looking for a truffle pig.
Oh, that's
pig's
the
good.
truffle pig one.
What about the cat one?
What movie's that from?
Pig.
Oh.
Yeah, and a
Just-
truffle pig's been
Just
stolen.
furiously trying to find
Just
Take
how
It
have
Easy
you
with My
not
Cat.
got Take It Easy with My Cat ready to go? Like, there's one thing I ask for on
Hang
a
on,
Monday.
no, you've asked. I've been headphones split. I've been trying to do something for you. I've got it. Are you
what do
ready?
you got?
This
Yeah,
is what
go
you
for
asked
it.
for before.
Yeah, go.
Nick.
That's good. Nick in a cage.
It's actually very busy.
Very
That's-
good. Okay.
That's actually very.
Where's the Take It Easy with My Cat? Do you know what I mean?
Take it easy with my cat.
All right, now you're back, Jess. You're
Thank
back.
God.
I always imagine him as he's going away on holidays with the family and he's got someone looking after his cat. That's him
Take it easy with my cat.
Out the window.
out the window. Classic Nick. Yeah, I will. You know I will, you mugger.
Oh, you didn't bloody do it last time. See you guys around here.
See you, Nick. Have a good time,
Off
brother.
the Goldie. What's happened with Nick being in WA is... what's it called? Telethon, guys, has been booming. They do an amazing job at Telethon, raising money for kids, of course. But Channel 7's Rick Arden, he got on because the phone room at Telethon received a very, very exciting call.
Let's just have a listen. There's a very famous Hollywood star down south who's decided to help Telethon. Let's have a listen.
Oh, cool.
Hello, I'm Nick Cage. I'd love to be with you right now, but I am filming down south. But I'd like to ask you to please donate to Telethon. Help some children and maybe save some children's lives. Thank you.
profit. And what's more, he's given us $5,000 for telethon from Nicolas Cage.
Despite all my rage, I'm still just a tight ass in a cage.
Oh, give me a
Do you not think that's enough?
$5,000, Nicholas?
It's well known that he lost all his money, mate.
He's got a lot more money and he's being paid.
How much did you donate?
To Telethon?
Yeah.
I didn't donate to Telethon, but I donate to a lot of others and I donate more than that. And he is
you used to be a personality yourself. I would have thought you would have donated Telethon every year.
Prince of Perth, yes, and a personality, correct. But I didn't even know it was on. Anyway, that's fine. I'll put it in the diet. $5,000,
mate.
Nick. You
great
are
effort.
a rat in a cage.
Didn't have to.
Yeah,
didn't have to.
he didn't
at
have
all.
to. But
then if you're going to do it properly, Nick.
What would
Whack
have you?
another zero.
And also,
on it.
if you're going to do it, you don't need everyone to know about it.
Hey, everybody. I would like to make a donation. I'm sorry I can't be there.
Do you know what?
I got something for you.
Leave him alone. What else does he have to do? He's donated to help kids, mate. You didn't.
He spent more at World of Asia, didn't he?
Well, I don't know. We need to get Annie on the
Well,
phone.
Tommy, can we check it with Annie again and find out
Was it over
if he's
5?
back to Bustleton to pick up a bit more bok choy and a few noodles? He loves it there. Can we get an update, Tommy, from her, please?
Yeah, it's 5:45 in the morning for poor Annie. We've woken her up once.
She joins us now. Annie, you there? We will keep you up to date on this new tight bum, Nicolas Cage.
Nick.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.